Every single review just gives you a bunch of different features and you are still absolutely confused which is the best choice for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you just the very specific features that you actually need to pay attention to understand which is the best choice for you based on your specific case. And on top of that, I have some discounts and crazy bonuses if you use my affiliate links, so check out all of the links in the description.
When it comes to Brevo automations, they have most of the basic stuff that you will need, and one thing I do like is that they also have some pre-built automations. Nothing crazy, just some of these basic things, but pretty much you will find everything you need, like the multi-trigger workflows, emails open, page visited, if-else branching. It combines basically marketing, transactional emails. So it's nothing crazy advanced, but it has all of the basic stuff you will need. It's an 8 out of 10.
By the way, I have created a document of 50 best growth hacks used by the biggest marketers out there. Check the link below.
When it comes to ease of use and interface, it's pretty clean, well organized, clear navigation between email, SMS, and CRM features if this is what you're going to be using, and I'll discuss this later as well. I would say it's slightly more technical than MailerLite or even ConvertKit. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10, but it's still beginner friendly.
By the way, I created a blueprint for the best business model out there, so check the description.
For landing pages, they have drag and drop builder. They have all the custom sections, countdowns, product embeds. There's A/B testing included in higher tier plans. I will say it's an okay drag and drop designer. I'm not crazy about it, and the templates are sort of okay as well. So it's somewhere between 7 and 8 out of 10. When it comes to forms, they have all the embeds, pop-ups, triggering automations. It's easy to set up. Design-wise, customization is not super advanced, especially that if we compare it to dedicated form tools, but it's still pretty decent for email marketing software. It's an 8 out of 10. For newsletter designer, it's pretty smooth drag and drop builder. Nothing too crazy. I would say I like some of the other drag and drop builders a little bit more. It does support some personalization, conditional visibility, dynamic content. There's A/B testing for subject lines and the message content, but it's really somewhere between 7 and 8 out of 10. When it comes to e-commerce, you have integrations with Shopify, WooCommerce, all of these. There's a good amount of different integrations. They have features like abandoned cart recovery, product recommendations, purchase-based segmentation. It supports transactional emails, SMS, and WhatsApp notifications, but I'll tell you more about this when it comes to pricing. In general, it's not too bad for a software that's not specifically made for e-commerce, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. When it comes to AI features, they have AI assistant for subject lines and copy generation. Predictive send time optimization is in beta now, so it's not as advanced as some of the other tools that have been doing this for a long time. And there's no AI driven automation creation yet. So it's just a 7 out of 10. Some unique features. So first of all, they have this sort of email, SMS, WhatsApp, and a chat all combined together. However, I'll show you in pricing what that means as well, because unless you go with crazy expensive pricing, it might mean that you're actually not able to use these features. So most likely you're actually only going to be able to use the email and SMS, which is something that most of the softwares provide one way or another. Another unique feature is that they do have built-in CRM and deal pipelines. So this is something that's unique and you don't find it on as many email marketing softwares. But again, when it comes to pricing, I'll show you need to pay extra for this. And they do have some advanced contact scoring, reports, things like that. Again, that's kind of part of the CRM.
Brevo pricing is honestly kind of strange and pretty annoying. So
First of all, they actually have this free plan, and it's even 300 emails per day. However, this really has basically no features. So honestly, as a free plan, I would not advise to go with Brevo. There are way better free plans with other softwares. Now, you are going to go either with the starter plan or the standard plan. And there's the professional. I'll explain the difference and what you really need to understand. First of all, the starter plan, this is why I don't understand some of this stuff, is because you get very basic features. So for example, if you will want email marketing automation, which you obviously will want, if you will want A/B testing, all of these super important things, advanced email reporting and all of that, none of that is included in the starter plan. You will need to go with the standard plan. So that's something you need to understand. Another really thing that I don't really like is that they don't charge per subscribers, but they charge per emails sent. So it kind of depends, obviously, like how many emails you send. Maybe this is going to make sense for you. But so let's say if you have 10,000 subscribers, 10 emails per subscriber, 100,000 emails, and this is on the low end. You can definitely be sending way more than that. So for this, the price is $70 a month, which is not bad. However, keep in mind, again, you might hit this threshold. So this might be, when you reach whatever, let's say 7,000 subscribers. And another thing here is you have branding. So if you want to get rid of that, you'll need to pay additional $12 a month. And then if you want the sales features, so sales automations, pipelines, all of this, the chat bots, all of these things that are more unique, this is additional feature. So in here, as you can see, you will need to be paying $31 extra per month. So that's 112. One thing to note here as well is if I'm going above it, I need to switch to the standard plan. And as I said, the standard plan is this one that really has all the features that you will need. The starter plan, I don't think it's really possible to work with that. So in here, let's say if I choose 100,000 emails, that's going now to be $130 a month. So the price increases quite a bit. And as I said, it might be somewhere between 100,000, 150,000. So this is $170, depending how many emails you're going to send for the amount of the subscribers that you have. Again, if you want all of the sales stuff, you'll need to add that as additional. Then it becomes $200 a month. And if you will want to go with the professional plan, where this is where you really get a lot of stuff. So as you can look, additional marketing channels like the WhatsApp, pop-ups, mobile push notifications, contact scoring, advanced e-commerce features, AI segmentation. Actually, these are really important features, and some of these features you get on other software normal plans, but here you need to go with professional, which is $500 per month, which is absolutely crazy. So in here, it starts from 150,000 emails, and that gives you that costs $500 per month, and then there are some upsells here as well. And they do have, by the way, their SMS marketing. Let me see. So they have prepaid emails, but this is pretty expensive, honestly. And you have the text messages depending on where you're sending. So here it's like 10,000 is $109. Also WhatsApp. But again, you need to realize that you will need a specific plan to be even able to use this. So who is Brevo best for? It can work really for any business as a general email marketing software, but really I would only suggest it if you really need some deal pipelines and you want the chat. But also I did show you that you need to pay extra or go on this crazy expensive plan. So there might be also better options for you of actual CRM tool or all-inclusive tool. But this is the only reason I would say that maybe I would consider going with this software. So that's just one thing to consider.
When it comes to GetResponse automations, they do have some interesting things. So they have all of the usual sort of automations that you will need. but also they have some additional things, for example, engagement scoring, and then you can send personalized emails based on that engagement scoring. And obviously you have all of these other usual features that you will have on other tools, but I would say it's pretty advanced, and you even have some CRM based type of conditions. So I will give it 9 out of 10. I would say it's one of the stronger tools when it comes to automations in email marketing. When it comes to ease of use and interface, it's very clear layout with guided onboarding. However, Automation Builder is, because it's pretty powerful, it does feel a little bit complex for beginners. But once you kind of get used to it, it's honestly not that difficult, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. When it comes to forms, you have all the pop-ups, embeds, exit intent with really good templates, and obviously you can trigger all the automations and add tagging. It's decent customization, however, it's not as flexible design as a dedicated form tool, so it's nothing special per se, but it has all of the stuff you'll need. It's an 8 out of 10. When it comes to Newsletter Designer, it's a feature-rich email builder with a lot of modern templates. You'll have most of the blocks that you need, and they are reusable as well. Also, if you're selling the products, then you have dynamic product recommendations and personalized sections. There's also A/B testing for content and for subject lines. So it's pretty decent builder. I do maybe prefer some of the other email marketing builders, but this has quite a lot of different features, so I'll give it 8 out of 10. When it comes to e-commerce and store, you have all the integrations with Shopify, WooCommerce, and it supports product tagging, abandoned cart recovery, purchase tracking. I'll show you this a little bit later, but basically you can sell your own products directly through the landing pages, and it has these sales funnel capabilities. So it's a 9 out of 10. It's a little bit more advanced maybe if you're going to use these sales funnel capabilities that I'll show you later. When it comes to AI features, they're emphasizing a lot on AI. However, what I saw mostly was there's AI email generator and subject line suggestions, which every email marketing software has. And they do have predictive send time optimization, which again, most of the softwares have. And they also claim they have this AI campaign assistant, but I think it's very early stages maybe, so it's not very useful yet. So it's a 7 out of 10. When it comes to unique features, there are quite a few different features. So first of all, they have built-in webinar. So you can run a webinar with email marketing software, which is hosting platform. So you can basically create courses and host courses on here, which again is something that's not typical for email marketing tool. It's more for a course creation tool. Also, you have funnel builder for lead magnet sales webinars. Also, you have a funnel builder for lead magnets, sales, and webinars. So what this is basically, if you go in here, you will see that the way they structure this, they do it really like as a funnel. So you have your top of a funnel, let's say your Facebook ads that you can connect, landing pages, sign up forms, email marketing, sales pages, blah, 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 blah. All of these different things. And they actually even provide like a one-click upsell. Most of this, I would say that you can do this with email automations in general. So you don't necessarily need this like built-in sort of thing. They just structure it in like this specific way that kind of makes it easy to understand, but honestly, you can execute same thing with other email marketing softwares. This maybe makes it just like a tad bit easier. And also something like one-click upsell is something you will not have this with other email marketing software. So this is maybe the one thing that kind of like stands out, but all of these other features, they are available. They're maybe not just structured as nicely. There are a couple of things you have to understand when it comes to GetResponse pricing. So first of all, we choose 10,000 subscribers. With the starter plan, honestly, you are missing some of the really essential features. So if we look at the features that they provide, you will see that actually when it comes to all of these perfect timing, A/B testing,
e-commerce tracking. None of these features exist with the basic plan, and even like these basic features, and also the features why you might want to go with GetResponse is all of this sales funnel builder, and that doesn't exist with this plan as well. So honestly, it's kind of limited. It's only $79 a month, which is not a bad price. However, for the features it's providing, it's not really worth it. So really, you'll want to go either with Marketer or you'll want to go with Creator. And as you can see, they're really promoting this one because the only reason you might want to go with GetResponse is if you're actually going to use all of these features of course creation, the conversion funnel, building out a website, and the Marketer plan. It's $114 a month, which is fairly competitive pricing compared to other softwares, but it doesn't have all of these features. So when it comes to webinars, website creation, course creation, it doesn't have those things. So technically, if you go for that, you'll need to go with Creator Plan, which is $134, which is a little bit on the higher price end, and then you get those features. However, one thing to keep in mind here as well is that they have a limit on how many students you can have, and as you can see here, you can have up to 5,000 students. So just keep that in mind, because it might seem like a lot, but if one of the ways how you're requiring basically your email subscribers is by having a free course, then you might actually hit this number pretty quick if you have a free course. Whereas some of the other, as I said, sales pages, they might come at similar price tag, and they have unlimited and they have additional features. When it comes to the funnel, they have very advanced features. Who is it best for? So if you want something that is a bit closer to a sales funnel builder because of what I just showed you in the last point, then this might be good because it's email marketing software, but it's trying to sort of be a sales funnel builder as well. However, I will say one thing, that it's not as good an actual sales funnel builder. So if you're going for this email marketing software because it's sort of like a sales funnel builder, I would say just go for a sales funnel builder and that's it. And I'll leave a link for my favorite one. But if you want just to have some basic features, and if you want to host maybe some courses and sort of just have, you know, your email marketing tool being able to do those things, then this might be a good choice for you. But I would just go with actual sales funnel builder if I'm going to go with GetResponse.
By the way, I have also made an ultimate video comparing all of the different softwares, so go check that out, link in description. And don't forget, I have special discounts and crazy bonuses if you use my affiliate link. So if you enjoyed this, check out all of those links.